Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Today's idiom is on the blink, on the blink, and that's when something stops working temporarily. For example, you could say, "Oh, my TV's on the blink. I'll need to call the repairman." Or these days, it's more common to say, "My TV is on the blink. I'll need to buy a new one." If something is on the blink, it's usually temporary and can be fixed by resetting whatever the device is. No one really knows where this phrase came from, but I think probably it's because in the old days, when the light started to flicker on and off before it died, you could say it was blinking, especially if it went on and off and on in a matter of seconds. So, it's on the blink. We use this in usually just the way that I've said it. Let me give you some examples. "Sorry I didn't return your call. My phone was on the blink." "Oh, I can't see that movie tonight because my TV is on the blink." "Oh, I'm not so sure about Christmas dinner because my oven is on the blink." So, is, was, of course, you can't use the future because you don't know when your oven will stop working. Has been on the blink is okay to say as well. Now, it's really important that you don't confuse this with another idiom, which is on the brink. If you're on the brink of doing something, it means that you're very close to discovering something new, like an inventor might be on the brink of discovering a cure for cancer, for example. Or you could be on the brink of doing something dangerous. "Oh, I was on the brink of falling down the mountain when I felt someone grabbing my hand and pulling me back up." On the brink. Many people who've been through bad experiences often say, "Oh, I was just on the brink when I got some help." Okay, so it's usually negative, but can also be positive. So there's two idioms there: on the brink and on the blink. On the blink when something isn't working temporarily, and on the brink when you're in a dangerous situation or about to have some kind of major breakthrough. There we are. Now, Christmas is coming. This is the week before Christmas, and I'm busy listening to Christmas songs, which I like. The one which I've discovered over the last few days is by Leona Lewis. The song is called "One More Sleep," which is a little bit strange because obviously sleep isn't countable and it's a strange thing to say. So, of course, she means one more night, I think. But it's a lovely song, Leona Lewis singing "One More Sleep." And she tells us, "Snow is falling all around us. My baby's coming home for Christmas. I've been up all night inside my bedroom. He said that he'll be with me real soon." And then she says what she's doing while she's waiting. And then she says, "One more sleep until it's Christmas. One more sleep. Can't believe how much I missed us." No, she's not very good with the English, is she? Of course, she means that she can't believe how much she missed being together. How much I missed us. Doesn't sound right, does it? And then she says, one more sleep until it's Christmas, one more sleep. Yeah. It's a really lovely song. Despite the poor English, it's a really catchy song. It sounds a little bit like Mariah Carey, which is really unfortunate for Leona, but still, it's a really nice song. And it's one of those songs that the tune will stay in your head. Like most Christmas songs, it involves someone being missing who's going to come home for Christmas. She says, I got 5 more nights until you're next to me. So of course she means I've got is what she wants to say there. 4 more days of being lonely, 3 more wishes, I can barely breathe. If I can make it to Christmas Eve, then it's one more sleep. And then she uses numbers again to show us that she's okay with numbers. A very nice song. Really, I'd recommend it if you're looking for a different kind of Christmas song. This is definitely the one. And the other Christmas song I've been listening to today is by David Essex. Now, Christmas really is a sad time for many people. And that's because here in the UK, we no longer have social structures. We also don't really have communities and families. So, for example, when I was a boy, the neighbors would give Christmas presents. People would drop in to say Happy New Year and these things. That's all finished now. People don't do those things. So, as a result, you get a very kind of lonely atmosphere. It's been coming for a long time, and with every passing year, I'm well aware that Christmas seems to be getting smaller. Not just for me, I think for everyone. Many people wear a mask at that time of year, send each other messages to say things like, oh, are you all ready for Christmas? I don't know what they expect to happen. Where I'm living, I guess that people use this kind of terminology to talk about alcohol. Are you all ready for Christmas? Have you bought the alcohol? Because it's a time when everyone gets very, very drunk. So people like me who don't drink, of course, we're not going to be very popular. And I'm saying all of this because back in the 1970s, David Essex had a Christmas song called Just Another Winter's Tale. So even back then, I'm guessing they knew that some people really didn't like it because in his song he says, the nights are colder now, maybe I should close the door. And anyway, the snow has covered all your footsteps, I can follow you no more. The fire still burns at night, my memories are warm and clear, but everybody knows it's hard to be alone at this time of year. Yeah, I think a lot of people really just close the door on Christmas, and I can't blame them because it seems to me that the media and the shops are kind of demanding that we buy gifts and that we adopt some kind of peace and love and joyful atmosphere. But I think that's very hard to do in a community which is no longer focused on community responsibilities. Part of the problem is that our communities were all built up around industry. The reason why communities exist in the UK or did exist was because there was usually a factory and people worked together, socialized together. They were all the same people, often related. Those factories have all gone. Britain was transformed into a service culture in the years of Margaret Thatcher. And I think a lot of communities just didn't recover from that. So there is a lot of sadness at this time of year, which is why I'm mentioning the David Cassidy song. Having said all of that, yesterday I did begin to cook my all week pasta sauce. This is my special pasta sauce, which will be cooking for the entire week before Christmas in my slow cooker. So I want to tell you about that. Basically, I added the tomato sauce, tomatoes, spices, herbs, and let it bubble. And then it was chilled overnight. Today I'll be adding a few more of the ingredients, a little drop of white wine, some vegetable stock, some more herbs, and it'll be left to bubble today and tomorrow, and then it'll be chilled again, probably on Wednesday evening, and then on Thursday I'll add in a few other odds and ends, such as some more spices. I might add a bay leaf as well. I don't want to add sugar to it, but those are the kinds of things that I'll be doing to my pasta sauce. Pasta sauces, as you know, can be very versatile, so you can add whatever you want to them. So I've started my Christmas preparations. Today I'm going to make some bread, cook some chicken for the family, and that's it, really. So my Christmas is coming along nicely. I often think that Americans do Christmas much better than British people do. One of the reasons, of course, is because in America, everything is done in a big way. They don't just decorate a room, they decorate the house and garden. They don't just eat a little bit, they eat a lot, for example. Apparently, the average American spends over £700, well, $700 each month on food. The cost of groceries is about 400 and the rest is spent eating out. It's a big thing for them. British people, on the other hand, tend to be a little bit more thrifty, although that is changing. Thrifty just means not so quick to spend money, a little bit kind of more gentle on the bank account, we can say. Americans also have more social structures than British people do. In the past, our towns were all built up around factories where everybody worked, but these days we don't really have a lot of industry, so we no longer have that sense of community. We also live in a very diverse culture where we may not know our neighbours, or our neighbours may not be from the same area or country. As a result, we don't really share anything with our neighbours. I remember when I was a little boy, it was common to give your neighbours gifts, especially if they had children, for Christmas, and to really try to celebrate together as a community. As a child, I was sent to the neighbours' houses to show them what I got for Christmas. And the neighbours would drop in, of course, to visit also. That's all finished now, and many people just stay alone for Christmas or just with their immediate family, boyfriends, girlfriends, or partners. Christmas now is a very private affair. Americans are much better at this than we are because they still maintain family units, social structures, and they also have a lot of religion in their culture. We've lost a lot of this, so as a result, Christmas for us is more just like a lifestyle choice. Every year, I try to do things to bring about a community spirit by giving sweets to different people or doing random acts of kindness for strangers. But even that now is very, very difficult and can be met with suspicion and hostility. Yet we still send each other messages, have a nice time, have a great Christmas. And I'm still curious to know what people mean when they send me those messages. Of course, I'll have a lovely day cooking and eating, along with my partner and the cat as well. But aside from that, I don't really understand all of these messages which come in. It seems strange, and then there's this idea that people are just far too busy to call each other. So what is it that we actually do at Christmas? I can understand if you have kids, it's probably a big deal. But if you don't, I'm a little bit curious about that myself. Well, it's time for me to go and listen to Leona Lewis again. So, see you all soon. Take care. Bye.